Alright, so let's get started. First off, I have a player equipped now triggering at the start of the map to make sure that the gravity gloves are assigned, and we get 300 resin. Now let's go back over to the preparation table. Weapons haven't changed, except the only one that you can load a magazine in directly is the submachine gun, since the other two are now in packs. I also increased the time it takes to spawn, so if you're quick, you can actually just catch and load up. I might just move the position down. I also want to check to see if I can increase the amount of ammo per pack, or see if the shotgun is set at only 4, which would be pretty disappointing. Since honestly, I want to use the shotgun more in the campaign, but I feel like the ammo was a little scarce. Maybe on another playthrough I might find it's not that bad. But hey, it's a pretty powerful weapon, so I kind of get it. Though I wouldn't mind making a shotgun course, just so you can use the shotgun as much as you want. There we go. I thought about, do I want to have more just laying about so you don't have to do that, but I kind of like this ritual a bit. So for now I'm going to keep it. I think it's kind of fun, and then it kind of gives the player a chance to choose how much ammo do they want to go in with. Let's go ahead and load it up. Let's see, the grenades have stayed the same for the most part. And we still have the health syringes. Alright, in fact, let me swap those around. Still spawns on pickup. Like, there is a setting for on gravity glove pickup instead of just normal pickup, but it's going to make a big difference. We now have the actual spawner for the Zen grenades. Now by default, to me it doesn't care how close you get to it, but that works for me. So I'll keep it that way for now. Let's see, I got a little grub canister. Remember when Tyler of Valve News Network said this would break if it was dropped? Yeah, not quite, but close enough, I guess. Let's see. Now it turns out by default, the health station already has one in it. And also, when the map loads, the crafting station automatically opens. So you also can choose whether or not you want to have your weapon upgraded and what upgrades. That's why I have you start off with 300 resin. I tried having 50-something resin canisters just laying around, but that took way too long. And this process honestly takes a long time, so unlike the ammo, I decided to just go ahead and give you the resin. So let's get to work on the pistol upgrades. And just set it back down. Do the next batch. And unfortunately, you got to take it out and put it back every time. But honestly, it doesn't take too long, and it does let you choose what upgrades you want, which ones you don't. All right. Now I would like to have an actual menu where you can select your modes and whatnot up there, similar to Boneworks Arena mode. But since I don't know how to use Panorama yet, Valve's new menu system, that's going to have to wait. But that's what's going to really make this an actual mode and not just an endless wave shooter. So that way we can actually start making choices and all that fun stuff. And I might replace this with that if there's ability to spawn the weapon upgrades you want directly, but that's still a wait and see. I did change up the vodka bottle, so now it spawns a new one when one breaks. Same thing with the jerry can, except I copy and pasted it so it will respawn a new jerry can for all of them. It's kind of hilarious right now, and I kept it like that because, well, it's actually a bit more fun. We got the prop car now. Just grabs the prefab, it's fully functional, breakable glass and all that. Most everything else is the same. Let's step up. I replaced these with actual physics buttons that you can physically push. And it does not trigger until it's fully pushed all the way in. I kept it originally at on press, but just touching it could trigger it even if it didn't go all the way in. So now on in, it turns the maker on, and on out, it turns the maker off. So it should stay pretty synced. Let's get the combine in. I'm going to still tweak that a bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to tweak those placements a bit. Make them a little less finicky. Let's get the lightning dog going. He will usually get everyone else going. Of course, AI navigation is finally working. That's the big thing I was waiting on. And it's about to get pretty crazy pretty fast. I did trigger that the zombies can now be infected by the lightning dog. There's one problem though. When they have that property, the maker no longer considers them dead, so it will not create new ones. I think they got it. Unfortunately, no more new zombies, even if we kill that thing. Alright, so I remembered a couple of other things I wanted to bring up. So I did name all the lights and experiment with turning them off and back on. I know some people kind of hate the fact that a lot of the maps are super bright and none of them use the flashlight. So I tried it. I ran into a huge performance issue when I just used the console to turn it off and back on. So the lights I'm using are the lights that I was using before the SDK came out, and were the ones with the Steam home environment, which are definitely not the same lighting system. So I may play around with that to get some dynamic lights that can be turned on and off. So you can also choose whether or not you want to fight in the dark with the flashlight or not. So that's one of the things I want to work on. Another thing that came to my mind, with the vodka bottle so close to the jerry can, originally when the combine couldn't move, they throw a grenade, blow it up, get rid of the vodka bottle before I had a chance to pick it up, so I couldn't spawn a new one. And one of the modes I thought about trying is a protect the vodka bottle. Shouldn't be too hard, just gotta create one and then make sure that there's some sort of NPC relationships that make them hate it. And then you should have the NPCs trying to kill the vodka, and then you'd have to protect it. So there's just some crazy random ideas that are in my mind of things to look forward to. So just want to throw those in real quick. But yep, that's most of the stuff so far. So like I said, one of the biggest things is I definitely like it better when the lightning dog can actually take over the body of a zombie. But unfortunately, I don't know yet if it's possible to have that work with the NPC maker. Because when it's on, it no longer counts him as dead. So once it spawns 5, it doesn't spawn anymore. And that's currently the max alive is 5. Might start adding combine variety, not 100% sure, but I feel like that's going to be more of a matter of when this starts becoming more of a mode. So at that point, it'll be a little bit more like Boneworks. We'll be able to actually go through different waves. And basically, I'll keep the NPC makers where they are, but all the spawn points will be enabled for all of them. So they'll randomly spawn all over the map and start coming in, and you have different waves at different configurations. And I just need some way to trigger that. Change up what the NPC makers say total number is. Then once that runs out, it'll trigger the next round and all that. So that shouldn't be too hard. That's part of the reason I chose Arena. Was it seemed familiar, like something I could have done in Half-Life 2. So that way I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to learn how to map in Alyx. But still, I'm kind of a little concerned about when to release all this. It's getting kind of fun, but it's still not very different or unique, and there's already a bunch of stuff flooding the workshop. So I haven't submitted it yet, but if people are interested, I will do that. And I'll continue tweaking it. I don't want to get too far along, because I do want to get some feedback and see what people want. But I want it to at least be fun enough so people don't just look at it and go, oh, just another generic map, and walk over it. So here's what we got so far. Let me know what you think, and I'll keep working on it.